Welcome back to the Preneur Life. Today we're going to talk about the 3 stages of growth that every leader needs to know. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, Preneurs. Have you asked yourself, why am I not growing effectively as I should? Well, because you need to know these 3 things I'm going to talk about right now. And if you do go through this process, you will have effective growth. Number 1 is going through a thing called awkward. All right. And no one ever wants to go through being an awkward stage, right? You know, I remember I used to be in high school, right? And I used to be that kid that will be in a group project and they would have me do public speaking, right? You know, so after you do your group project together, they would say, hey, I need you to go and present. And I would start talking and not a good idea. Okay, because I start stuttering, I start sweating profusely, like all these different things. It was so bad. And I felt so awkward up there that I just got a bunch of stage fright that I didn't even say anything at all. And that's what was going on. I was so awkward when it came to speaking in front of people. Even if it was 2 people in front of me, I was so awkward with it. And so that was a big issue for me personally. That was my number 1 point, is being awkward. You have to go through it. It's something that you have to do, okay? Which takes me to point number 2, which is being mechanical, all right? Now, if you are okay with going through process number 1, which is being awkward, you will reach mechanical. And let me tell you why mechanical is so important. Now, for me, mechanical was a big issue. And the reason why is I remember when I started in a leadership position, I started learning about how to talk about sales and how to use sales effectively. They gave me a script to call, right? And I remember I was trying to let people know about my new business venture I was doing and things like that. And I remember one of the people I called was someone that I was close to, I was comfortable with. Who can I be more close or comfortable with than my own mom, right? So I called my mom, right? And I have a script to call her. And literally I call her and I start literally reading the script and I sounded like a robot. Right? It didn't sound like me at all. It's not the way I speak at all. I'm sounding like someone else. And she's responding back to me and says, what are you talking about? This doesn't sound like you. What are you doing right now? You're reading something? And she could tell that I was stopping at periods and not speaking the same way that I usually would speak, not using my own personal language. And so that was a mechanical stage. And so everyone goes through that. So again, if you're okay with going through awkward and you go now to mechanical, then the last phase that everyone has to go through, and most never reach because they're so scared of going through the first part, which is a lot of rejection. They're so scared of going through that awkward. They're so scared of being embarrassed. They're so scared of their ego being able to skyrocket up. So they never go through awkward to mechanical. But if you're willing to go through those 2 phases, you will reach the 3rd phase, which is the most important one. And that most important one is now making it a habit. And that is a very big point. It's because, let me tell you, if you have a driver's license, all right, and you drive a car, you went through these 3 stages already. Let me give you an example. When you first start, all right, you get in the car. Isn't it so awkward how you sit in the car, you try to put your seatbelt on, you're like, okay, this is kind of awkward how I do it. I gotta change all the mirrors, I gotta look and see if the right and left look right. I have somebody right next to me, maybe it's your parent, or that's trying to press you, like don't crash their car, all these different things. It's very awkward, right? And then eventually they tell you to do what? The 10-2, right? All right, and you're like, okay, I have everything now. And they don't tell you to touch the radio, you'll do anything like that. You keep your eyes on the road, you keep the eyes in the mirror and all that. And right when you turn the wheel, guess what? The whole car turns too, right? Because you're so mechanical, you're so robotic, you're so rigid. But eventually, it becomes a habit for you. You get in the car, you push the start, you twist the key, whatever you got going on. You turn on the radio. If you got kids, you yell at the kids. You're over there driving with one leg. You're over there texting at the same time. You're over there doing everything, right? And half the time, you don't even remember how you even got to your destination. Because what? It's all second nature to you. It's something you've been doing consistently. You can do it in your sleep if you wanted to. And that's the process of growth that everyone has to go through. So why do people don't really go through it? Again, as I mentioned already, maybe it's your ego. Okay? Maybe it's you don't want to go through rejection. Maybe you don't want to be embarrassed. Those are the different things that can prohibit you from going through those stages of growth. But I promise you, if you do go through those stages of growth, you'll be driving your car to the destination that you want to go, which is your growth destination, which is the best level of you. So with that, guys, that will end this conversation. Go ahead and tag another entrepreneur, another leader that you think that could benefit from these 3 stages of growth. go ahead and hit that notification button if you haven't already so you can learn about all the new videos that we have coming for you very soon. Like, comment, share. Let us know if this video helped you at all. We'll see you on the next one.